acting. Why he's dressed as a king, then he is beating the cow on the leg. So this Shudra should have been killed by Parikshit. Why is it that he's just simply punished? So if this topic is related to Krishna, then please describe to us. So we have done up to 7th verse. Okay. Now 8th verse. न कश्चिन् म्रियते तावत् यावत् अस्य अयावत् अस्त हि इहान्तकः एतदर्थं हि भगवान् आहुतः परमर्षिभिः अहोलोके पियेत हरिलीलामृतं वचः. So devotees, what they do is they invite Yamaraj. Very nice thing. Because Yamaraj also likes to hear about Lord. It's that the biggest Bhagavatam is with Yamaraj. Every day, Yamaraj reads Bhagavatam. So as long as Yamaraj, na kaschin mriyate tavat yavat, when tavat yavat means as long as, aste is not. What happened? Okay. As long as Yamaraj is there, one who causes everyone's death, no one shall meet with death. It is real. No one will meet with death as long as Yamaraj is there. Why? Yamaraj is Bhagavan Ahutaha. He is the representative of the Lord who is invited. Paramarshibihi. So in this way, the great sages, what they do is they invite Yamaraj. Aho loke piyeta hari lilamritam. Alas, the living beings who are under his grip should take advantage by hearing the deathless nectar, the form of this narration of the transcendental pastimes of the Lord. Why this word alas is there? Because the people don't want to drink. Aho, alas. Actually, if they drink Hari Leela Amritam, whoever drinks Hari Leela Amritam will never die. Because Amritam means no death. Whoever goes on hearing about Lord will never die. Very clearly it has been given. Because wherever Bhagavatam is spoken, whereas Bhagavad Gita is spoken, all 12 Mahajanas, they want to come and be there. Among the 12 Mahajanas, Yamaraj is one of them. Even he wants to come in. So it is so nice that if you take part in chanting, hearing, then all 12 Mahajanas are there. Yamaraj is also there. So a devotee will never die. So what dies is just the form which is taken by the matter. Anyhow, one has to pass from one body to another body. And in another body also, devotional service is guaranteed. Neha vikramana pratyavayo na vidyate swalpamapyasa dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. So devotional life is guaranteed for a devotee. So if that guarantee is there, he doesn't fear. Mama janmani share bhavatat bhakti rahaitu kitoy. Let there be any amount of janmas. But that janmas is not going to affect his devotional service. He just wants ahituki service. In this way, devotional service is never wasted. Devotional service never dies. Okay, Bimla, read.
Text 8.
Yes. Read.
Hare Krishna. न कृष्यन् दीयते तावत् यावदास्त इहान्तकः एतदर्थं हि भगवानाहुतः परम ऋषिभिः अहो दुलोके पीयेत हरिलीलामृतं वचः. Translation: As long as Yamaraj, who causes everyone's death, is present here, no one shall meet with death. The great sages have invited the controller of death, Yamraj, who is the representative of the Lord. Living beings who are under his grip should take advantage by hearing the deathless nectar in the form of this narration of the transcendental pastimes of the Lord. Purport: every human being dislikes meeting death, but he does not know how to get rid of it. The surest remedy for avoiding death is to accustom oneself to hearing the nectarian pastimes of the Lord as they are systematically narrated in the text of Srimad Bhagavatam. It is advised herein, therefore, that any human being who desires freedom from death should take to this course of life as recommended by the rishis headed by Shauna. Hare Krishna.
मन्दस्य मन्दप्रज्ञस्य वयो मन्दायुषस् मन्दायुषश्च वै निद्रया ह्रियते नक्तं दिवाच व्यर्थकर्मिभिः मन्दस्य lazy people manda pragyasya less intelligent paltry intelligence vayo mandah short duration manda ayushah vayo manda ayushah cha vai. So these people have less ayus, poor people, lazy people with less intelligence, short duration of life. What they do? Nitraya hriyate, they just go on sleeping. Naktam, they just go on sleeping at night. And what is for the sleep? Just lie, just sleep. There is no goal for even sleeping also. The goal for sleeping for a devotee is to wake up early in the morning and chant the holy name. These people are so lazy. They just pass the night sleeping. And what they do in the day? Divacha vyartha karmibihi. They are just performing activities that are for naught. That means that are useless. Just earning, bringing, eating, sleeping, mating, defending. Eat to work to eat. But that much only is the goal of life. Sleeping, waking up, going to office, coming back. Sleeping, eating, sleeping, going back. You just see, life goes like this. But for a devotee, what is added? One is added. What is that one? Absolute. The holy name is added. He is also doing the same thing. He is also going to office. He is coming back. He is also sleeping. But in everything, absolute is added. And what is the absolute? He goes to work to bring something which is offered to Krishna. So naturally his karma phala is purified. Then he sleeps so that he wakes up early. There is always enthusiasm. For materialistic people, what is enthusiasm? Nothing. And sometimes they go in flight, go for outing, that much only. Or what is enthusiasm? Just say. I also sometimes think what they do. Sundays, what they do, they just lie down. Either they'll fight with each other, or maybe they'll go to some movies and then spend some money, go to hotels, spend some money. There's no enthusiasm actually. Look at each other's face. And what they talk, sometimes I feel when husband and wife go on talking, I think what they're talking actually, what they really talk. Uh, all the family members, they sit, they go on gossiping, gossiping. Sometimes I always look at them. I think what they're talking. And even if they go for outings also, some hoo-ha, they just shout. But is there real happiness in that? Is that because every human is searching that happiness, but on the wrong platform. There's only difference. So in this way, they go, they try to make fun, enjoy. But again, what is that in that fun? Is it a lasting fun? No. Again, whatever is all flickering happiness. Whatever fun and all they try to search is also going to go away. So these people are lazy people. Ya nisha sarvabhutanam, yasyam jagrati संयमी, yasyam jagrati bhutani, Tanisha Pashyato. So, what is night for a devotee? That is day for the materialistic people. What is day for the materialistic people is night for the devotee. That means what is the subject which is of no interest for the devotee is of more interest for the materialistic people. So vice versa. Okay. Krishna Priya read.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी दंडवत प्रणाम मंदस्य मंदप्रज्ञस्य वयो मंदायुष्रस्व वै निद्रया ह्रियते नक्तं दिवाचा व्यर्धकर्मभिः Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Lazy human beings with paltry intelligence and a short duration of life pass the night sleeping and the day performing activities that are for naught. Purport. The less intelligent do not know the real value of the human form of a life. The human form is a special gift of material nature. In the course of her enforcing strength, loss of miseries upon the living being, it is a chance to achieve the highest boon of life, namely to get out of the entanglement of repeated birth and death. The intelligent take care of this important gift by strenuously endeavoring to get out of the entanglement. But the less intelligent are lazy and unable to evaluate the gift of the human body to achieve liberation from the material bondage. They become more interested in so called economic development and work very hard throughout life simply for the sense enjoyment of the temporary body. Sense enjoyment is also allowed to the lower animals by the law of nature, and thus a human being is also descended to a certain amount of sense enjoyment according to his past or present life. But one should I definitely try to understand that sense enjoyment is not the ultimate goal of human life. Herein it is said that during the daytime one work for nothing because the aim is nothing but sense enjoyment. We can particularly observe how the human being is engaged for nothing in the great cities and industrial towns. There are so many things manufactured by human energy, but they are all meant for sense enjoyment and not for getting out of material bondage. And after working hard during the daytime, a tired man either sleeps or engages in sex habits at night. That is the program of materialistic civilized life for the less intelligent. Therefore, they are designated here in a lazy, unfortunate, and short lived.
Next. Sutuvacha Yada Parikshita Gurujangale Vasat Kali Pravishtam Nijakravartite Nishamyavartam Anatipriyam Tatah Sharasam Samyuga Chaundit Adade Sutuvacha Goswami said, Yada when Parikshit Maharaj Gurujangale in the capital of Kuru Empire, Avasat when he was residing there, Kalim Pravishtam. These are the symptoms of Kali entered. Then Nija Chakravarti there. In the two in his jurisdiction, Kali has entered. Nishamya Vartam. So this news was it was not palatable. Anati Priyam, it was not very Priya. Tataha Sharasanam. So he took his Sharasanam, that is bow and arrow, Samyuga Soundihi Adade. Then he got now an opportunity to take up the martial or military activities. So he prepared himself to fight with this Kali and drive him out. Because the symptoms of Kali has entered. So what are the symptoms of Kali? Srila Prabhupada puts in the purport. Illicit sex, meat eating, gambling, intoxication. So these are the symptoms of Kali. So somebody informed him that in our state, in our jurisdiction, this has entered. So he did not like this news. So he was prepared to fight, and he also got a chance to fight. Actually, the Kshatriyas, they need some opportunity to fight. Now his uncles, they set up the whole kingdom very nicely, gave it to him. So where is he going to show the valor? Or where is he going to fight? With whom is he going to fight? So he has got opportunity now. Very good. Let me go and fight with Kali. So Adi Satviki Mataji, please read. Read. Connection problem.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Shloka 10. Suta ubacha yada parikshit guru jangale habasat kaling prabhishtang nija chakrabartite nisamya bharta manati priyang tataha sarasanang sangyuga sandiradade. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sutta Goswami said, while Maharaja Parikshit was residing in the capital of the Kuru Empire, the symptoms of the age of Kali began to infiltrate within the jurisdiction of his state. When he learned about this, he did not think the matter very palatable. This did, however, give him a chance to fight. He took up his bow and arrows and prepared himself for military activities. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The state administration of Maharaja Parikshit was so perfect that he was sitting in his capital peacefully, but he got the news that the symptoms of the age of Kali had already infiltrated into the jurisdiction of his state, and he did not like this news. What are the symptoms of the age of Kali? They are: number 1, illicit connection with women; 2, indulgence in meat eating; 3, intoxication; and 4, taking pleasure in gambling. The age of Kali literally means the age of quarrel, and the above mentioned 4 symptoms in human society are the root causes for all kind of quarrel. Maharaja Parikshit heard that some of the people of the state had already taken to those symptoms, and he wanted to take immediate steps against such causes of unrest. This means that at least up to the regime of Maharaja Parikshit, such symptoms of public life were practically unknown. And as soon as they were slightly detected, he wanted to root them out. The news was not palatable for him, but in a way, it was because Maharaja Parikshit got a chance to fight. There was no need to fight with small states because everyone was peacefully under his subordination. But the Kali Yuga miscreants gave his fighting spirit a chance for exhibition. A perfect Kshatriya king is always jubilant as soon as he gets a chance to fight, just as a sportsman is eager when there is a chance for a sporting match. It is no argument that in the age of Kali, such symptoms are predestined. If so, then why was there preparation for fighting out such symptoms? Such arguments are offered by lazy and unfortunate men. In the rainy season, rain is predestined, and yet people take precautions to protect themselves. Similarly, in the age of Kali, the symptoms as above mentioned are sure to infiltrate into social life, but it is the duty of the state to save the citizens from the association of the agents of age of Kali. Maharaj Parikshit wanted to punish the miscreants indulging in the symptoms of Kali, and thus saved the innocent citizens who were pure in habit by culture of religion. It is the duty of the king to give such protection, and Maharaja Parikshit was perfectly right when he prepared himself to fight. Thank you, Mataji.
So it is the duty of the king to give such protection. Maharaj Parikshit was perfectly right when he prepared himself to fight. Swalankrutam Shyamaturangayojitam Ratham Mrugendra Vajam Ashrita Purat Vruto Rathashva Dvipapatti Yuktaya Swasenaya Digvijayaya Nirgataha. So Maharaj Parikshit, what he did? Sualankrita Shama Turanga. So the whole chariot is so nicely decorated. First is black horses. Yogitam Ratham, he tackled the Ratha. Mrugaindra Dhwajam. Mrugaindra Dhwajam. That means there is a sign of lion, Mrugaindra lion in his flag. Ashitaha Purata. In this way, he has protected his kingdom for the protection of the capital. Vrutaha Rataha. Many chariots were there, cavalry, then elephants. This all equipped. Dvipapatti means elephants. Ratha, many charioteers. Everybody started with him. Swasenaya, his infantry. Digvijaya, for the purpose of conquering, he went out. Nirgataha. In this way, the king, who is so wonderful, who has taken now the vote to just throw out this Kali, he went along with all his soldiers, cavalry, then elephants, charioteers. Okay, Dayasagar Prabhu ji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Svalankritam Shyamataranger Yojitam Ratam Mrigendra Dvajam Ashrita Purat Vrito Ratashva Dvipapatti Yuktaya Svasenaya Digvijayaya Nirgataha. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Maharaja Parikshit sat on a chariot drawn by black horses. His flag was marked with the sign of lion. Being so decorated and surrounded by charioteers, cavalry, elephants, and infantry soldiers, he left the capital to conquer in all directions. Purport. Maharaja Parikshit is distinguished from his grandfather Arjuna for black horses pulled his chariot instead of white horses. He marked his flag with the mark of a lion, and his grandfather marked his with the mark of Hanumanji. A royal precision like that of Maharaja Parikshit, surrounded by well-decorated chariots, cavalry, elephants, infantry, and band, not only is pleasing to the eyes, but also is a sign of civilization that is aesthetic even on the fighting front. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Next verse. Bhadramscha ketumalam cha bharatam. Bhadramshvam ketumalam cha bharatam chotarankurum. Kim purushadini varshani vichitya Jagrahe Balim. So Maharaj Parikshit, he conquered all the parts of the earthly planet. Bhadrashvaha, Ketumala, Bharata, Kuru, Kimpurusha, etc. And tributes from there and exacted tributes from their respective rulers. So in this way, he went and conquered different parts of the country. Narayana read, Narayana or Jammu, anyone of you read?
Yes, Mataji. भद्राश्वं केतुमालं च भारतं चोत्तरान् कुरुन् किं पुरुषादीनि वर्षाणि विजित्या जग्रहे बलिम्. Maharaj Parikshit, translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Maharaj Parikshit then conquered all parts of the earthly planets, Bhadrashva, Ketumala, Bharata, and the northern Kuru, Kimpurusha, etc., and exacted tributes from their respective rulers. Bhadrashva, it is a tract of land near Meru Parvata, and it extends from Gandhamadhana Parvat to the saltwater ocean. There is a description of this Varsha in Mahabharata, Bhishma Parva 7.14 to 18. The description was narrated by Sanjaya to Dhritarashtra. Maharaj Yudhishthir also conquered this Varsha, and thus the province was included within the jurisdiction of his empire. Maharaj Parikshit was formally declared to be the emperor of all land ruled by his grandfather. But still, he had to establish his supremacy while he was out of his capital to exact tribute from such states. Ketumala. The Earth planet is divided into 7 dweepas by 7 oceans, and the central dweepa, called Jambu Dweepa, is divided into 9 varshas or parts by 8 huge mountains. Bharata Varsha is one of the above mentioned 9 varshas, and Ketumala is also described as one of the above varshas. It is said that in Ketumala Varsha, women are most beautiful. The Varsha was conquered by Arjuna also. A description of this part of the world is available in Mahabharata, Sabha 28.6. It is said that this part of the world is situated on the western side of the Meru Parvata, and the inhabitants of this province used to live up to 10,000 years. Bhishma Parva 6.31. Human beings living in this part of the globe are of golden color, and the women resemble the angels of heaven. The inhabitants are free from all kinds of diseases and griefs. Bharatavarsha, the part of the world, is also one of the 9 varshas of the Jambudvipa. A description of Bharatavarsha is given in Mahabharata, Bhishma Parva, chapters 9 and 10. In the center of Jambudvipa is Ilavrita Varsha, and the south of Ilavrita Varsha is Hari Varsha. The description of these verses is given in Mahabharata, Sabha Parva 28.7 and 8 as follows. Nagaramscha vanamschaiva nadischa vimalodakaha purushan devakalpamscha narischa priyadarshanaha adrishtapurvan subhagan sadadarsha dhananjayah sadanani cha shubhrani narishchapsara samnibha. It is mentioned that the women in both these varshas are beautiful, and some of them are equal to the apsaras or the heavenly women. Uttara Kuru. According to the Vedic geography, the northernmost part of Jambudvipa is called as the Uttara Kuru Varsha. It is surrounded by the saltwater ocean from 3 sides and divided by Shringavan mountain from the Hiranmaya Varsha. Kimpurusha Varsha. It is stated to be situated north of the Great Himalayan mountain, which is 80,000 miles in length and height, and which covers 16,000 miles in width. These parts of the world were also conquered by Arjuna, Sabha 28.1 and 2. The Kim Purushas are descendants of a daughter of Daksha. When Maharaj Yudhishthir performed a horse sacrifice yajna, the inhabitants of these countries were also present to take part in the festival, and they paid tributes to the emperor. This part of the world is called Kim Purusha Varsha, or sometimes the Himalayan provinces Himavati. It is said that Shukadev Goswami was born in these Himalayan provinces and that he came to the Bharatavarsha after crossing the Himalayan countries. It is, in other words, Maharaj Parikshit conquered all the worlds. He conquered all the continents, adjoining all the seas and the oceans in all directions, namely the eastern, western, northern, and southern parts of the world. Hare Krishna.
So we'll try to estimate which country where. Now we cannot do that because at that time the whole situation is different. Every time there is a change. Now the yuga has changed. So naturally the continents, the sea, everything is changing. The yuga changes, everything changes. So that time is divided into seven oceans. Is what is given here. Mhm.
For the past 5 days, I have been thinking about this, and suddenly I have got the answer to my question in this verse.
What are you thinking?
The question was like a doubt came in my mind saying that yes, Parikshit Maharaj has conquered the entire world, everything is saying entire world, but there would have been some inhabitants or some people staying outside India as well, like the Indian boundaries. So I was just searching for the references from 25 BCE to 18 BCE, trying to find what was there, what was the civilization in Europe or in Americas and all those places. So there are some references to some empires being there in north part of the world, but now the answer is there. Like in the entire purport, Prabhupada is giving references to the course, to the verses like Bhishma Parva, then Mahabharat Sabha 28.6.
Main is the continents are divided. Seas and oceans in all the directions. All the directions, everything has been conquered by Maharaj Parikshit. There is Bharat Varsha, there is Uttarakuru, there is Kim Purusha Varsha. How many Varshas are there? Just see Ketumala, Bhadrashva, Meru Parvat, Gandhamadana Parvat. It extends from Gandhamadana Parvat. So that now we don't know where it is because now the whole thing has changed. Yuga has changed. Okay. Anyway, I am very poor in geography and all. So better is I don't touch this topic. Now my answer is there, yes. Because the yuga is changed, everything is changed. So nobody will ask me now. Okay. Because Nikhil is very good in all these things, in geography. And if he asks me questions, I can tell yuga has changed, don't ask me anything. तत्र तत्रोपशृणुमानः स्वपूर्वेषां महात्मनां प्रगीयमाणं च यशः कृष्णमाहात्म्य सूचकम् आत्मानं च परित्रातम् तेजसः स्नेहं च वृष्णीपार्थानां तेषां भक्ति च केशवे तेभ्यः परमसन्तुष्टः मृत्युञ्जृम्भितलोचनः महाधनानि वासांसि ददोहारान् महात्मनः. Let's see. So tatra, where everywhere the king visited. Upashunvataha, what he did, he continuously heard. Swapurvesham, about his own forefathers. That how they are Mahatmana. They are great devotees. So wherever he went, he heard the glories of his forefathers. Parigiyamanam, unto those who were thus addressing. So everybody were addressing. And along with that, what did he hear? Cha means also. Yashasa, Yashah, Krishna, Mahatmya, the glories of Lord Krishna, the glorious acts of Lord Krishna. Suchakam, indicating Atmanam, his personal self, that how he was delivered. Paritratam, he was delivered by Lord Krishna. Ashwathamnah, Astra, from the weapon of Ashwathama. How that weapon was? Tejasaha, powerful race. Sneham cha Vrishni, Parthanam. So how Krishna loves Vrishni Parivar and also those of Pritha, the descendants of Pritha. Tesham Bhaktim, and all of them are great devotees. Chakeshave, unto the Lord. Tebhya Parama Santushtaha, in this way, Lord's glories are extremely wonderful and is very pleased. The king is very pleased. And Preeti Ujrumbita. So he is more attracted to hearing. Ujrumbita means he has a pleasing heart and the pleasing eyes. He opened his eyes with great satisfaction. Then Mahadhanani Vashamshi, though he gave in charity, lot of richness, lot of riches, clothing, haram, necklace. So, because he was so pleased out of magnanimity to award them very valuable necklaces and clothing. Why is so pleased? Because he is hearing the glories of Krishna. And also he is hearing the glories of his family members who are great devotees, Vishnu Parivar, Pratha Parivar. So he is hearing the family members, about the family members and how they are great devotees. So being pleased, what did he do? He gave clothes, valuable necklaces, riches and all in charity. Okay. Ashokanija Prabhu, you read one verse. Ashoka Sandani
Okay.
Prabhu, you read one verse. Gadadhar Prabhu, you read one verse. All one verse.
Only Shoka or translation and purport also.
Only first
Shloka
read
father.
it.
Tatra tatro upishranvan स्वपूर्वेषां महात्मनां प्रगीयमानं च यशा कृष्ण महात्म्यसूचकम्
Wait. Pragiyamanam
प्रगीयमानं च यशा कृष्ण महात्म्यसूचकम् आत्मनं च परित्रा
Wait. Over. Ashoka Sandani Prabhu, you read.
Atmanam cha paritratam ashvathamno astratejasa sneham cha vrishni parathanam tesham bhaktim cha keshava.
Gadadhar Prabhu, you read.
हरे कृष्ण धन्यवाद माताजी तेभ्यः परमसन्तुष्टः प्रीति उज्जृम्भितलोचनः
Mahadhamani
ददौ
Vasamsi.
हारण
Your voice is cut.
महानि वासांसि ददौ हरान् महामनः.
Okay, Vasantani Prabhu, translation, purport.
Thanks for the service, Mataji. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Wherever the king visited, he continuously heard the glories of his great forefathers, who were all devotees of Lord, and also of the glorious acts of Lord Krishna. He also heard how he himself had been protected by the Lord from the powerful heat of weapon of Ashwathama. People also mentioned the great affection between the descendants of Vrishni and Pratha due to the latter's great devotion to Lord Keshava. The king, being very pleased with the singers of such glories, opened his eyes in great satisfaction. Out of magnanimity, he was pleased to award them very valuable necklaces and clothing. Purport. Kings and great personalities of the state are presented with welcome addresses. This is a system from time immemorial. And Maharaja Parikshit, since he was one of the well-known emperors of the world, was also presented with the addresses of welcome in all parts of the world as he visited those places. The subject matter of those welcome addresses was Krishna. Krishna means Krishna means Krishna and his eternal devotees, as the king means the king and his confidential associates. Krishna and his unalloyed devotees cannot be separated, and therefore glorifying the devotees means glorifying the Lord, and vice versa. Maharaja Parikshit would not have been glad to hear about the glories of forefather like Maharaja Yudhishthira and Arjuna had they not been connected with the acts of Lord Krishna. The Lord descends specifically to deliver his devotees. Paritranaya sadhunam. The devotees are glorified by the presence of the Lord because they cannot live for a moment without the presence of the Lord and his different energies. The Lord is present for the devotee by all acts and glories, and therefore Maharaja Parikshit felt the presence of the Lord when he was glorified by his acts, especially when he was saved by the Lord in the womb of his mother. The devotees of Lord are never in danger, but in the material world, which is full of dangers at every step, the devotees are apparently placed into dangerous position. And when they are saved by the Lord is glorified. Lord Krishna would not have been glorified as the speaker of Bhagavad Gita had his devotees like the Pandavas not been entangled in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. All such acts of Lord are mentioned in the addresses of welcome, and Maharaja Parikshit, in full satisfaction, rewarded those who presented such addresses. The difference between the presentation of welcome address today and in those days is that formerly the welcome addresses were presented to a person like Maharaja Parikshit. The welcome addresses were full of facts and figures, and those who presented such addresses were sufficiently rewarded. Whereas in the present days, the welcome addresses are presented not only with factual statements but to please the post holder, and often they are full of flattering lies. And rarely are those who present such welcome addresses rewarded by the poor receiver. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Nice. Wherever King Parikshit Maharaj went, they welcomed him, but with facts, not just flattering words. And what was that fact? Yes, Krishna has protected the Vrishni Parivar, the Parivar or the family of uh, Draupadi, Artha, Pratha. And in this way, Krishna is glorified. So he is more happy. His forefathers are glorified. Why they are glorified? Because they are devotees. And how Krishna protected. At the time he's remembering, yes, Krishna protected me also from Ashwatthama's fiery weapon. Okay. Karatya Parashada Evana Sakshadautya Virasananu Stavana Paraman Pramana Pranaman Snigdeshu Pandushu Jagat Pranatim Cha Vishnu Bhaktim Karoti Narapati Charanarvinde. The previous verse I'm just remembering. The politicians come. I'm really blank. I don't know who is in Congress with this. I really don't know any other post. So when they come now, I look at them. I just tell, please come, please offer. I really frankly tell them, see, I always see you as servant of God. I don't know anything more than that. And they touch the feet and they say, yes, Mataji, we like to hear this. Because I don't know what is there. This is how actually you should welcome anyone. We don't have to flatter them. He belongs to this, that, and nothing. We just have to glorify Krishna. And the best position what a person can get is your Krishna Das. That's the best position. What more position? Anyhow, whatever positions they have in this political field also, they are also serving the society. But if you address them as Krishna Das, they are more happy. So that is what we should always try to see, that instead of flattering people, and that too we don't know anything and we are just flattering, speak about Krishna, speak about the devotees, speak about devotional service. That is enough. So Maharaj Parikshit, he heard out of his causeless mercy Lord Krishna, who is universally obeyed, rendered all kinds of service to the malleable sons of Pandu by accepting posts ranging from chariot driver to president to manager, friend, night watchman. Krishna accepted all these posts, just say night watchman, chariot driver, president to manager to messenger. He went as messenger also. Friend, according to the will of the Pandavas, obeying them like a servant and offering obeisances like one younger in years. When he heard this, Maharaj Parikshit became overwhelmed with devotion to the lotus feet of the Lord. So Sarathya, he accepted position of a chariot driver. Parashada, he accepted the presidency in the assembly of Rasuya sacrifice. He was made the president there. Sevana, he engaged the mind constantly in the service of the Lord. Who? The Pandavas. Sakhya, to think of the Lord as a friend. Dautya, he went as a Duta, Shanti Duta. Veera Asana, he accepted, the messenger means Veera Asana. They keep the sword in the hand and they do the watchman. They watch. Anugamana, following the footprints. Stavana, offering the prayers. Pranaman, offering obeisances. Nikdeshu, unto them who are malleable to the will of the Lord. Pandushu, unto the sons of Pandu. Jagat, universal. Pranatim, one who is obeyed. Cha also. Cha and Vishnu of Vishnu. Bhakti, devotion. Karoti, thus Nrapati the king. Charana, lotus feet. So like how the sons of Pandu is to serve, in the same way here also is just remembering the lotus feet of Lord and he wants to just serve Vishnu. His heart is overwhelmed that Krishna can accept any position, right from the driver to the watchman to the president to the messenger. Okay. Okay. We will read Amalakshmi Mataji. You read, this is the last verse.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Saratya Parasada Sevana Sakya Tautya Veera Veerasana Anukmana Stavana Pranaman Snikteshu Pandushu Jagat Pranatim Cha Vishnu Bhaktim Karoti Nirpati Charanara Vinde. Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Maharaja Parikshit heard that out of his costless mercy, Lord Krishna, Vishnu, who is universally obeyed, rendered all kinds of service to the malleable sons of Pandu by accepting posts ranging from chariot driver to president to messenger, friend, night watchman, etc. According to the will of the Pandavas, obeying them like a servant and offering obeisance like one younger in years. When he heard this, Maharaja Parikshit became overwhelmed with devotion to the lotus feet of the Lord. Purport. Lord Krishna is everything to the unalloyed devotees like the Pandavas. The Lord was for them the Supreme Lord, the spiritual master, the worshipable deity, the guide, the chariot driver, the friend, the servant, the messenger, and everything they could conceive of. And thus the Lord also reciprocated the feelings of the Pandavas. Maharaja Parikshit is here. pure devotee of the Lord would appreciate the Lord's transcendental reciprocation of the failings of his devotees, and thus he himself also was overwhelmed with the dealings of the Lord. Simply by appreciating the dealings of the Lord with his pure devotees, one can attain salvation. The Lord's dealings with his devotees appear to be ordinary human dealings, but one who knows them in truth becomes at once eligible to go back home, back to Godhead. The Pandavas were so malleable to the will of the Lord that they could sacrifice any amount of energy for the service of the Lord. And by such unallied determination, they could secure the Lord's mercy in any shape that desired. Hare Krishna Mataji.
So they obtain Lord's mercy because of their unalloyed devotional service. Stop here. Any questions you can ask?
Mataji, why Maharaj Parikshit did not kill Kali?
Arey,
Hey, yaar. Full हो ना यार यार. पता नहीं तो. Why he did not kill Parikshit? The will of Krishna. If he would have, sorry, why he did not kill Kali? Will of Krishna. If he would have killed Kali, this Kali Yuga would have not come, na? Then how we would have sat and studied Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. This Yuga has to come, na? So that is why he tells him, you go and stay in the place where all these illicit activities are happening. These are the place where Kali resides. In this four place, illicit sex, gambling, meat eating, intoxication. Because he takes shelter in the further now verses will come. He'll come and take shelter. So king cannot kill someone who has taken shelter. So that is such somebody is very inimical. Still, if he comes and takes shelter of a Kshatriya, Kshatriya should not kill but find a way out to help him. So he tells, where should I stay? You tell me. Then he gives, wherever these things happen, go and stay there. So now it is only Yugantara. As and when the Kali Yuga intensifies, then still time is there. 3,000 years still preaching, Harinam, all will happen. First 10,000 years, not much influence is there. After that, these things are going to increase. Even a 7 years girl is going to become pregnant. Just imagine. Can anything become more worse than that? And a man will start eating his own child. So all these things are going to happen. So better is we run away from here. Chant and be happy and run away from this before we see all those things. For 10,000 years, we can again come. And another 5,000 years, we can again come. Why Harinam is there? After that only it's going to come. All these things. And last, Kalki Avatar will come. That is 4 lakhs. 34 lakhs, how much? 34,000. What is the count of
27.
how much is the count?
4,32,000. No?
32. 10,000 minus is 4 lakhs 22 later. And in the end, Kalki Avatar means for 4 lakh years, sufferings will be there. Not immediately, slowly it will intensify. All those things are put in the 12th canto of Bhagavatam. Small book, small size. But somehow when I read that, I just closed it. It was too horrible to hear. Okay.
And the second question, the surest remedy for avoiding death is hearing Bhagavatam. Only hearing Bhagavatam.
It does not die. Devotional activities will progress. It will not die. Again, the opportunity to do devotional service will come. So the activities doesn't die. So, but material activities will die. Whatever material things we do, that is going to go in vain. But whatever spiritual activities, that will not die.
Okay, thank you.
stop here. Antakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyam cha patitam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo Shri Prabhupada ki jai.